Stories about America to read aloud. Number 8, The Wishing Well. Every night, Kathy and Billy, the twins, were told a bedtime story. The stories they liked best were the ones about when Mother was a little girl. One night, when the twins were ready for bed and Mother sat down to tell them a story, Billy said, "Tell us about the olden days when you were little." "Well," laughed their pretty mother, "let me see. Did I ever tell you about the time I dropped a penny into a wishing well and made a wish?" "No," said Kathy. "Tell us, please." "What's a wishing well?" Billy wanted to know. "Why did you drop a penny in it? What did you wish? Did your wish come true?" Wait, that's the story," cried their mother. "It was a long time ago," began Mother. "I was just about as big as Kathy, and my parents took me on a trip to Florida." The twins settled back comfortably in the big chair with Mother, and this is the true story she told them. "Now," said Mother, "Florida is a beautiful state, and it has many interesting things to see. My mother and Daddy told me I would see the oldest city in the United States, and the Atlantic Ocean, and sandy beaches and seashells and oranges growing on trees. They said I'd see strange pink birds, flamingos, and big alligators with grinning mouths and tough, scaly hides. They said I'd see lovely flowers and lots of lakes, for Florida is a land of lakes and a strange wild region called the Everglades, where there were rivers of grass. It sounded exciting, all these things I was going to see. So away we went," said Mother, "and our first stop was in the oldest city. It is called St. Augustine. The Spanish built it, they began to build it 400 years ago, so some of its houses are very, very old. In the backyard of one old house there was a wishing well, and a wishing well," explained Mother to the twins, "is a deep hole in the ground with water in the bottom. If you drop a penny in it, a penny for good luck, you know, and make a wish, the wish is supposed to come true. Now, I had a wish I wanted very much to make. It was a big secret wish that I couldn't even tell my mother and daddy, but it was a very important wish. When I learned about the wishing well, I knew I just had to make my wish there. My daddy gave me a penny for the well. Oh, how tightly I squeezed that penny in my hand, and how hard I wished my wish. Then I dropped the penny into the well. Down, down it went until at last it splashed into the water. And I leaned over the well and whispered my wish again, just to be sure there'd be no mistake about it." "What was the wish?" Billy asked. Mother shook her head. "That's the story," she said. "So then," went on Mother, "after we had seen St. Augustine and its big stone fort, we went farther south into Florida, and I saw all the things my parents had told me about. And I want to insert this into the story. When I was a little girl, I also went into the fort in St. Augustine, into the dungeon. And when it was dark all around, I asked, 'Where are the bones?' And everybody laughed. There were no bones left in the dungeon." That's just my little aside. That is also a true story. Anyway, back to the story. I played on the sandy beaches and swam in the ocean. I picked an orange right off a tree and ate it. I saw the pink birds. They are called roseate spoonbills. Oh, I was wrong when I said flamingos. Roseate, that means reddish colored. Spoonbills, because their bills are shaped like big spoons. I saw wonderful flowers and palm trees with coconuts. But always I remembered my wish, and I kept hoping and hoping it would come true. When we reached the Everglades, it's the part that lies in the hot sunshine of South Florida, there was the oddest sort of grass called sawgrass. The edges of each blade of grass had tiny teeth as sharp as a saw's. You couldn't walk through it because the tiny teeth on the blades of grass caught onto your clothes and tore them. and in the Everglades I saw the rivers of grass. There the grass grows high, higher than this chair, in the soft ground that is covered by shallow water. And the water is always moving. The grass is still, but the water underneath is moving slowly, quietly to the sea. It was all strange and beautiful. In fact, the Florida Everglades is one of the strangest and most beautiful sections of the country, and if only I hadn't been so worried about my wish, I would have been the happiest child ever. When we went to an alligator farm, and there I saw the great fearsome creatures. They were behind fences around a pool of water. Some of them were very old and very big. They had wrinkled brown hides and long scaly tails, but all the alligators were asleep in the hot sun. They didn't even move. I held tightly to my daddy's hand and watched them sleeping. And then, said Mother, our visit was ended and we went home. But I've never forgotten how wonderful Florida was. But the wish, Mama, cried the children. What did you wish? Why, said Mother, when I dropped my good luck penny down the well, I wished that a great big alligator wouldn't eat me up. Oh, cried Kathy. Whee! Exclaimed Billy. Why did you wish that? Because, Mother said, I had seen pictures of alligators with their huge mouths opened wide and all those big yellow teeth they have, and I knew they were dangerous and that we were going where they lived. So I wished with all my might that they wouldn't eat me up. Oh, cried Kathy again. She clapped her hands over her ears and shut her eyes tight. She didn't like scary stories, but Billy did. In fact, the scarier a story was, the better he liked it. Did you get your wish, Mama? Billy wanted to know. Kathy opened her eyes and took her hands from her ears. Did you, Mama? Did you get your wish? Billy demanded again. Don't be silly, said Kathy. If an alligator had eaten Mama, she wouldn't be here now, would you, Mama? Mother smiled. You're right, Kathy. I got my wish. And of course there never was anything to be afraid of. I just thought there was. But an old alligator could have eaten you, said Billy. Mother shook her head. Not unless I went in where he was. Many wild creatures are dangerous if you disturb them. Tigers in the jungle, mountain lions, alligators in swamps and pools. That is the way nature made them. But children don't go where animals are. So, you see, I really didn't need to make that wish at all. I could have wished for something else. What else, Mama? Said Kathy. And I want to insert this into the story. You know there's no luck anyway, really, because God is in control of everything. Nothing happens that he doesn't allow or cause to happen. And nature didn't make everything. God did. But that's what the story says. So, we'll go back to the story. What else, Mama? Asked Kathy, snuggling close. What else? Asked Billy, snuggling too. Mother hugged them both. I could have wished that someday I'd have a dear little Kathy and a dear little Billy. But you've got us already, the twins cried. So I have, laughed Mother. Well, now that I think of it, I can see that was a wonderful wishing well, even the wish I didn't make come true.